Welcome along to our first session here on Full Time. I want to send a shout out going to our sponsors, of course, Racecrack Motors down there on Grey Street. Joining us as usual, we have our man Ra Walker. Kia ora there, bro.
Yeah, good morning, Keithy, and looking forward to a festive footy weekend. So it's sort of going to be in front of the box, and as you can tell by the weather outside, it's not the best of summery conditions. So yeah, a good time just to be, watching a bit of rugby, maybe a bit of a league if that's still going.
Yeah, in fact, well, at least not here, eh? At least not here. Anyway, also joining us from up there in Pairo, where apparently it's quite nice and sunny, we have with us Reno Wilkinson from Ngāiwi FM. Morena, bro.
Yeah, morena, boys. Morena from a beautiful blue sky, sunny day here in Pairo, and looking like it's going to be a cracker of a weekend. So, it's a beautiful day. Aroha for you guys, though. Got a bit of wet weather over there.
We do indeed. Joining us from across the ditch as well, we have with us our man JT, Jason Tawhiwhirangi. Morena, bro.
Yeah, sorry, boys. I'm with Reno this morning. It's a lovely blue sky day here in Queensland as well. What's this rain stuff you speak of?
Yes, thanks very much for that, JT. Anyway, boy, have we got a lot to get on with. I don't know where to start. There was just so much that we've got to catch up on with. Where do you reckon we should start there, Reno?
Oh, I don't know, mate. Any, mini, money, mate. You can start. I'll go with the Breakers. Breakers last night had a good win, eh?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, home game, sold out crowd, big crowd up against the Titans. And Corey Webster and the boys just kind of turned it on, basically. So the Breakers are back on the winning side. And I'll tell you what, more fans seem to be jumping on that bandwagon. It's a normal case thing.
Indeed. Still going good, though, eh, the Breakers. What else has been happening there, Reno?
Yeah, 25 points for Corey Webster last night. So a bit of a good story read there. But great for the crowd because most of the young'uns are at Taylor Swift last night in Auckland, but a few of the fans went there. Football, Wellington Phoenix, dumbfounded after a handball penalty, 2-0 loss as well. So a lot going on there. I think it was the Breakers and the Phoenix followed that. And right now, as I'm talking, you got the Black Ferns on the TV as well. So a lot of sport, like you said in the intro, right across the whole weekend. Yeah,
I understand that you guys had your sports awards too last night there, Reno.
Yeah, for the Teens Valley Swamp Foxes and also our development team. The Swamp Foxes, like we all know, won the Meads Cup. That was actually in town. Everyone had photos with that, and pretty cool. It's actually quite a nice feeling to have finally won that after many years of been trying hard to get there. But the development team as well, they came runners-up in the development league right throughout the whole country, our Teens Valley team. So, stellar performances are not by only the Heartland team, but also the team underneath, the under 85 kg. So it was a big night. It was a hell of a night. The big sponsor put on the free food and sheltered for about 2 hours last night. So there was a few Haurangi Swamp Foxes running around. But, hey, that's what it's about, celebrating the occasion. And great to see the sponsors put on the event as well. So 2 hours, Keithy, you would have been in your element, mate. Nice big feed. And then have a few ales. But, it was a good time to celebrate. And well done to those recipients last night. And, hey, there's more rugby just down the road in Waihi. The annual Teens Valley Club Sevens Championships. That's underway this morning. And also in a couple of weeks, we host the Mitre 10 and Super Rugby teams Sevens in Te Aroha on the 24th of November. So rugby's not quite done and dusted at the moment.
No, it's not. Plenty of rugby still to go, isn't there? Of course, last weekend we had a big rugby weekend with the All Blacks, the New Zealand Māoris, and the Black Ferns, didn't we? Ra, are you there, Ra?
Oh, sorry, Kitty?
The Black Ferns, because we had a big weekend last weekend, didn't we, with rugby?
Yeah, and another big weekend, starting from today. So it's going to be all eyes on the rugby, and good to see some great games last weekend, and New Zealand again at the top of their game, but new challenges this time around, and one that's got my interest is the New Zealand Māori and Brazil. As we know, most people are aware that the Brazilians are, soccer's their game. They're great at it. I don't know how many world championships they've won, but it'd be interesting to see their rugby team. I mean, if they play rugby as well as they do soccer, I think you may see a lot of the ball getting thrown around over there in Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro or wherever the New Zealand Māori team are playing.
Yeah, absolutely, over in Sao Paulo. 10:15 tomorrow morning, I think that game is should be an interesting one, to say the least. Of course, the big one, Reno, has got to be the All Blacks, eh? Up against England.
Yeah, go the All Blacks. Yeah. Bugger the Poms, eh? We need to smash them. I was telling Ra off here earlier on that there's this competition that was on Facebook to win an All Black jersey. I went the opposite way and picked the Poms to hold on by 5 points to win 25-20. But that's just me picking that to try and win that jersey. But
Are you there, Reno? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, could you not hear me?
No. So what was it you were saying?
Yeah. I think you started saying about the All Blacks England game.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was just saying off air to Ra earlier that there was this competition on Facebook to win an All Black jersey. I picked the England team by 5 points to win 25-20 of the ABs. But I know I want the All Blacks to win though.
Okay.
The Palms.
Fair enough. Should be a good game. Obviously, the English are going to be out in force. It's going to be a tough one, I think, for the All Blacks, eh? What do you reckon, Ra?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the men in black are quietly confident. I mean, when was the last time they played? 4 years ago or something like that. So it's been a while between drinks. But, England at home, it's another proposition in front of their parochial crowd singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. They need to get another theme song, I think, especially if the All Blacks do manage to sort of tip them tomorrow morning. But it's going to be a cracky game, and it's good. It's good because England is one of those teams that they're always near the top there, and the ABs do tend to judge their form by if they can beat them. And this Pommy team, I think they've got about 3 Kiwi boys playing for them. So Eddie Jones has got them all sort of fired up to take a win, to take a scalp off the ABs. But I'm going to put my money on the Men in Black. I think they're riding a high wave at the moment, and counting down to next year's World Cup. I think this will be a great way to set that platform to go into the new year by upsetting who could well be one of the favourites for the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan.
Black Ferns also playing this weekend as well after demolishing the United States last weekend, but they go up against France. Is that going to be a bit of a different prospect there, Reno?
Yeah, it will be. The French will always be strong. That game being played right now as we speak, and hopefully by the end of the show we'll have maybe the result we want to hear. The Black Ferns have won. So, it is going to be a big game. French women, they don't know what to expect, but hey, we see what happens. New first five for our ladies team, and good on the Black Ferns. What I like about this is the 3 teams are out there touring the country, touring around at the same time. The Māori All Blacks, the ABs, and the Black Ferns. So, good for rugby in general, and we see what happens. I hope that the All Blacks beat England, because this is this game that we've been talking about for a long time. The anticipation of this clash, Eddie Jones, Steve Hansen, the number 1 team taking on the Palms, that bitterness. And I see Steve Hansen only yesterday made mention this game's much really bigger than the British Lions tour of last year. So, it's a lot counting on it, obviously, with what Ra touched on, 2019 World Cup in Japan.
Now, I want to get to you, JT, because I tell you what, I want to get your take on what's been happening with our rugby league boys, our Kiwi boys who have been over there in England. I guess you can start off, because we weren't able to catch up with you last weekend. I guess we're able to start off, I suppose, with the first test, and then we'll get into maybe the last test. What are your thoughts there, JT?
Well, Keithy, it's just the life and times of a rugby league supporter, particularly a Kiwi supporter, probably a Warriors supporter too, A good win against Australia, a month ago now, set us up in potentially, a good position to go across to England and do well over there. I mean, the first test, a couple of interesting calls from the English referee and the English guy in the video referee box, but And then last week, another, a couple of interesting calls again. But it's just the way it is. That's the life and times of a Kiwi Rugby League supporter. I'm sure Reno will back me up here. We win some, we lose some, and your hopes get dashed. But at least the English Rugby League fans aren't pompous twits like their union counterparts by singing a song called "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot," which they have absolutely no right to do. A song made famous by the slave networks across in America. It'll be akin to the All Blacks doing a Morris dance, boys. I mean, how stupid, how insulting can these fools be singing the song about slavery when they are silver spoon-fed pompous twits? Give me a break.
Very good.
And I do back JT up for exactly what he's just said, because he's hit the nail on the head, and that's a great answer to that song they sing.
True.
Yeah. You just nailed it, mate. Because they are. That's one of the reasons why I hope the ABs really put the sword to them.
Well, I think we all do. We're all in that
way.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I think we all do. That song only just came out, for those fans. I don't even know how that came about. Do you have any idea how that came about there, Reno? That song?
No, I don't, mate. I don't. I get sick of the bloody thing by the end of the game. I can't stand it. Right. And what disturbs me is when they do it during the haka, it's like a disrespectful little... Yeah, anyway.
Yes. Well, Ra Walker, can you clue us into how England came up with that song as part of their, support for their team?
No idea, Kiwi. I'm just trying to think of what their soccer team sings. I think the soccer team's got an anthem song as well, but nothing as derogatory as the Swing Low Sweet Chariot. How they came about that is anybody's guess, but it's a wonder. Nobody's really sort of complained about it, given that historical element, and has nothing to do with the English rugby team. But hey, that's the problems, I suppose. Anything to make them happy and to try and secure a victory, but. No singing or cursing or jumping with joy, I think is going to help them tomorrow morning as the boys in black do the deed over them.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, JT, you were talking about the refereeing, and quite frankly, I think, because I think you were saying some interesting calls. I think there were some more than interesting calls. I thought that there were some rubbish calls by the referee, not just in that first game, but that second game as well, eh? Just some absolutely ridiculous rubbish calls. That's what I reckon. Can you elaborate a bit more on some of those interesting calls that you termed there, JT?
Well, it's 5 to 6 here in the morning on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, so I don't want to get too carried away and too verbose at this early stage of proceedings. But, mate, at the end of the day, look, we can go on and on about it, and I think the penalty try in one of the tests was an absolute farce.
It was.
And to back it up, some guy called Tommy Mackinson gets International Player of the Year. Tommy who? But, mate, like I said, it's just part and parcel of being a rugby league supporter, and we, one step forward, and now we're taking 3 steps backward. But hey, we've got a chance at redemption early hours of Monday morning, so who knows?
Yeah. What do you?
I'm not being drawn into your argument. I'm not going to get fired up this early in the morning. Pompous fools at Twickenham singing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." Coming for to carry me home, please.
Well, what do you reckon, Reno, about some of the calls? Because I think some of those calls have been just ridiculous from the referee myself. What do you reckon?
I suppose at the end of the day, it's the results that have already stood in the last 2 tests. There's nothing we can really say or answer and do about it. The refs made the call and it's happened. If we had won, we wouldn't be talking about the ref. So the reality of it is the team needs to step up. The coach can only do so much, old Madge Maguire, but those idiots on the field need to step up to the mark. They showed what they can do against the Kangaroos about a month ago. Mount Smart gave all of the Kiwi fans a lot of belief. We thought they were going to whitewash the whole series over in England. But that obviously hasn't happened over the last 2 weeks. So it's up to those guys on the bench in the field to step up to the mark, play for pride, as we would say, but also for the bigger picture, which is international rugby league back here in the country. So they've got to step up. Forget about the ref. A ref's a ref. They've got to do a job. End of the day, if you play good, play right, there are